Good evening, and welcome to the sneak peek of Roleplay Varied, a brand new D&D stream designed for artists of the global majority to redefine the genre of fantasy. We'll be creating totally original tales using popular tabletop game mechanics. My name is Rico Lastrapes. I'm your host and narration manager for this adventure, and tonight we're going to be trying something a little different. We're going to try to really blur the line between roleplay and radio play, using D&D to, like I said, make a whole new story. So the hope is, even if you've never played Dungeons & Dragons or a game like it, you'll be able to find enjoyment in a unique theatrical experience. This isn't going to be a normal kind of adventure where me as the DM has everything planned out and the players know nothing at all. We actually have worked together to create a short story for you, and we're going to allow the dice to determine the character's fates and see if what we planned is what actually will occur. So think of us more as a troupe of actors using this as a stage instead of it being a game that we're playing, letting us, improvise and just have a good time along the way. There's some stuff that's planned, a lot of stuff that's completely unexpected. Either way, we hope that you guys get invested and love every bump and turn of this tale. So I would love to go ahead and introduce the rest of our cast for Roleplay Varied. Joining us tonight, we have Jeanette Sanchez-Izenman as Suzy. We have Addison Daniels as Brick. Ton Williams as Jaron. And Kevin Heiss as Greg / Surprise. And we can't wait to get started with you all. And once again, my name is Rico Lastrapes, and I'm going to be your narration manager, as I'm calling it, since it's much more of a tale than a dungeon crawl. So for tonight, since this is a little Halloween sneak peek of what we're going to try to really get going in the next year, we decided to create a little Halloween-based tale for you all. So we want to invite you all to relax and take a trip with us down to the town of Arlane as we discover the magic in a world that's a little like our own. So we start by seeing a sprawling town next to a large lake. The sound of jazz filling the air as saxophone swells, trumpets play, and the Zydeco reigns over it all. As we pan, you see as the sun begins to set, parties flowing, people starting to come out in the streets, costumes everywhere, ready for a big magical night. In this land of voodoo, Halloween has a special feel. Everything seems a little more alive on this night. And our tale begins in front of a modest house, 2-story, beautiful home with ivy coming down the side front. And we see a window begin to slowly crack open as a young boy in a Jimi Hendrix costume begins to start his night.
As the window continues to open, Jaron looks down at some of the people on the street, partying and having the time of their lives. Recognizing a couple of figures as his parents, he sighs to himself, rolling his eyes at just how dubious they are to his schemes. Without even thinking about it, he jumps out of the window and makes his way in the opposite direction from all of the action happening. As he heads toward the house... Is he
trying to be sneaky?
Yes, he is actually trying to be sneaky.
Roll a stealth check for me.
All right.
First roll of the night.
I forgot which
First
one
roll of
that
the
was.
night, baby.
My bad, sir. Which one do you need me to roll
D20.
for that stealth check, sir? Gotcha.
It'll be
all right.
D20 plus your stealth.
Oh, man. Okay. Let me check. Let me check something real quick, because that may not have turned out any type of way that I wanted to. All right, stealth check. And that would be that plus my dexterity, so plus my, it's a 4.
4, all right. As you jump out and start bolting down the street, you hear a, "Hey, where are you going, boy?" As your dad turns and sees you running. Do you keep going or do you turn around and answer him?
Oh, no.
Jaron, hearing the sounds of his father, continues to ignore the man as he cries out after him, continuing down the street, knowing that his father, who happens to sound inebriated, will possibly forget the events of what's happening.
Our camera fades out as we see him running down the street, eyes towards his prize, towards the night at hand. We get a sneak peek of his destination as we see a young Brick laying in his bed, flipping through one of his favorite books. What does Brick read? Tell us about Brick, Addison.
Brick is laying down on his bed right now, and he is reading his favorite book, Tale of Two Cities. But in this world, there isn't humans, it's actually elves versus dwarves. So, it's a little spin on the fantasy. And as he is reading,
nice.
he is hearing this weird thumps, especially from upstairs. And he is very confused because who would be thumping at this time of the night when I'm reading my book?
Are you going to investigate those thumps or are you going to stay where you are?
Yes, I am going to go investigate because he's pretty irritated. It's book reading time.
Yeah.
So I will go upstairs and I will see if my sister Suzy is out and about being a terrorist, as they so call her.
And sure enough, you make your way up, heading towards the storage room, which is, of course, conveniently located right above your room. And as you get there, you open the door, and the first thing you see is a sheet flying over. And you see more digging as your younger sister is, well, what is Suzy doing?
Suzy is desperately trying to find a tie-dyed scarf that she knows is up in one of these chests because she's going to go and hang out with her brother and his friend, and she wants to have something Jimi Hendrixy to add to her costume that her stepmom made her. So I know that there is I wanted to be a Dothraki. Stepmom made a Khaleesi costume. It's kind of right, but it's not
almost there.
Cool enough.
So close, but so far.
So far. But oh my gosh, there are some cool things in this trunk.
Make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
While you're digging through that trunk. Yeah, roll that d20.
Okay, let's see. What's my modifier on that?
Your modifier for investigation
would be intelligence.
2. Yeah, +2.
Yeah. Okay, so 14.
14. Yeah, you're digging and you find a scarf. And as you grab it, your hand slides across a piece of wood that you haven't really seen before. It looks totally odd. It has this round shape on the bottom, but it kind of curves to a point. And there is a small glass in the center. And you notice that under that item, there is a board that has letters and the word yes and no written on the corners. And you have never seen this in the house before.
Do I know that Brick is there?
Brooke, are you being sneaky?
I am not being sneaky. I am mad. I once I know where Suzy is, Brick straight up bashes the door open and goes, Suzy.
That's what he does.
Best moment to freeze.
Fantastic.
Let's all make that face in 3, 2, 1.
Eventually, he'll come back. There
it is.
Hello.
You froze.
I froze. Oh, did you hear me?
No.
We got smooth.
No. I did a whole cool thing for it. Dang it. Okay.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So Brick just bursts through the door, and as he bursts through the door, he goes, Suzy, why are you making this noise? I'm reading a book. And he gives her that dead stare, just like irritated right there.
Brick, your book can wait. Look at this board. It has things on it, and it has yes and no and all sorts of letters. And look at this little thing, and I think this goes here. And like, maybe if we play with it, maybe it'll do something cool. I'm gonna put it on this chest, and we should do this. We should do this before Jaron gets here. Let's do it.
Brick just looks at her in shock that she says she didn't care about his book. That's the only thing he heard. So his response is it like a book? Can I read this? It has letters, right? I can read this?
It has letters. It has lots of letters. It has all the letters.
He gives her this like really like on the verge of doing it, and reluctantly he says, just because it has letters, I'm gonna do it. But if it didn't have letters, I wouldn't be doing it. And he then goes and joins his sister. He joins his sister at the board.
Okay, so you two sit down and you begin to play with the board. What do you ask it? Brick, do you know what this is? Do you have any idea, or are y'all just gonna like guess and try? How do you two approach it?
I if you will allow me, my DM, I'm going to roll a history check and
Go
see
for it.
if I know such things.
Love it.
Let's see. Come on, big numbers. Oh, 13 plus. I got a 12.
Oh, well, I think you've heard of these things. I don't think you remember what the name is, but you know it's something about spooky spirits and like asking questions. That much you know.
So Brick, recalling that information, goes to Suzy and says, Suzy, these are like ghost books. Let's check it out. And he is now excited to read ghost books.
All right. What do you two ask it? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna use it?
I think maybe we put our hands on it.
Okay, so I will follow Suzy's instructions because I just kind of want to. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't want to make it look that way. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it too because I know it.
For sure. So you two put your fingers on the board, and you're sitting there, and you're staring at your sister. Just
maybe you take this and you look through it.
Oh.
So she's picking up the planchette and looking through it. Nothing's changing.
And as you two begin playing with this, you hear the door creak open again, and a familiar head pops in. Greg.
Hey, well, what are you kids doing there?
Rick turns around with the most irritated look. Deadeye looks at Greg and hardcore rolls his eyes just like this. And makes it the most obvious, irritable expression as possible.
Do I see what they're playing with?
And make a perception check.
Cool. I got those comedy stats. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
That's a 15.
15. Okay, yeah, you see it. You see the Ouija board.
You see, that's Grandma's Ouija board.
Ouija board.
Ouija board?
Well, yeah, I mean, on your mom's side, Brick, but
Brick is really confused, and because Brick is just so confused because how did he not know that they had a Ouija board? So he's really confused.
Well, it's been. I was getting it out when I was getting out all the Halloween stuff when I was setting up the decorations. I don't know, it must have slipped out when I was coming up from the attic. It's a wonder you two kids found it. You know, some parents will say those things are spooky or dangerous or otherwise ill-advised for children, but I think you all should play with it if you think it's fun, and tell people that I let you play with it.
That is the best.
That's true, Suzy. Tussles both of your heads and walks out of the room.
And yeah, Greg just leaves you two to your own devices once again with this board. Are you gonna try anything else with it, or is the attention holding?
Yeah. So go ahead, Suzy.
I just put the little thingy in my pouch because it was fun to look through. So we can play with the board.
All during that conversation, Suzy was looking around, trying to use it as a magnifying glass, and eventually she was like, "This is handy," and just shoved it in her pocket, ready for the next time.
Brick goes and looks at Suzy. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. So Brick looks at Suzy and goes, "I have a better idea than Greg. I think we should play the board, but not because he wants to, but we should play it like somewhere spooky, so that way we can get really good ghost books."
Spooky.
While this conversation's happening, you all hear the doorbell ring. Greg, do you go and answer the door?
I'll get it.
You better get it.
Open the door. Oh, hey, Jaron. How are you?
Jaron looks up at Greg, absolutely confused. Mr. Blymin?
Yeah.
Is Brick around?
Oh yeah, him and Suzy are upstairs. They're playing with a board. Do you want like a juice box?
At 12, sir, I think juice boxes are a little played out. But thanks for the offer.
Yeah, maybe a singles Lay's.
I think I'm just gonna head up to Brick and Suzy, sir.
Yeah, I'll be down here. I'm working on a microwave.
Greg, you make your way back towards the kitchen of the house, and Jaron, as you make your way in, you see at the top of the stairs an excited Suzy who just popped out, seeing someone's there, and Brick, who seems to be carrying some square object in his hand. What are you gonna do with that, Brick? Where are you gonna put it?
I go to Jaron and I say, "What's up, dude? Look what I got," and I show him the board.
Suzy pushes him aside in the stairwell and is like, Jaron, look at this scarf I found! I'm ready to go trick-or-treating!
Jaron looks down at the excited Suzy, smiling, and says, "Well, I see my number one fan is absolutely excited to be hanging out with me. Unlike her loser of a brother who wants to show me a board that can be bought anywhere in this city for a very, very low price."
Words.
Another perfect frozen face by Addison.
Yes, every single time.
I picture that's what Brick is thinking. Right?
Yeah, that's Brick's thinking face, yeah.
Hello.
You're back.
Sorry, friends. My internet is bad, I guess.
All good.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I did not.
Okay. So I said, Jaron looked down at Suzy, smiling and saying, "I see that my number one fan is excited to be spending some time with me, unlike her loser of a brother who prefers to get excited about boards that could be purchased for a very low price anywhere in the city."
Rick is hurt by what his friend said, but he's not gonna act hurt. He's gonna be like, "Whatever. It's still a cool board. It's cool because my grandma had it, and grandmas are cool. So if you don't like grandmas, what's wrong with you?
Grandma's cool.
Suzy.
But Suzy's gonna run down the rest of the stairs toward the door and be like, "Guys, are you coming?"
She's ready.
Oh, hey, whoa. Before you guys go, we got to take a photo.
Oh,
all three of you, come on.
Dad.
Get up by the
Mr.
door.
Blymin. Mr. Blymin,
I'm not going to take no for an answer. Your parents would kill me if we didn't get this, Jaron.
he adjusts you all on the stairs and organizes you so that Suzy is just at shoulder height from the boys, right in between. We know what Suzy is wearing. We know what Jaron's wearing. Brick, what's your Halloween costume looking like?
So, Brick, wanting to be more manly, dressed up as Bull Hogan. Now, if you didn't know, Brick is a Minotaur, and Hulk Hogan in this universe is canonically, I'm saying it right now, a Minotaur. And his name is Bull, so Bull Hogan. That's canon. Anyone tries to fight it, they're wrong.
It's in the story. So yes, we have a Bull Hogan, we have a Jimi Hendrix, and right squeezed between them is a Dothraki Khaleesi with a tie-dye scarf tied around her arm, her neck. And where do you think she put the scarf?
Arm or neck are too girly, so it's put on her belt, just like a favor, because she's gonna fight for Jaron's honor.
Everybody say candy.
Candy.
All right, that one's going straight to the fridge. All right, have a good night, guys. Stay safe.
Jaron,
Greg, as you're saying that, yeah, they're already halfway out the door, or Suzy's already running down the street. What do you do, Jaron?
Jaron looks over at Brick and says, he says that if he didn't take the picture, my parents would kill me. He shows them that picture. I'm going to die anyways. Dad caught me running away at the last minute. Fortunately, he was so intoxicated that he probably passed out minutes after and won't remember. Whatever you guys have us up to tonight better be fun or at least interesting.
Hey, your sister, Britt, your sister's running ahead. Go get her. What are you doing? Don't stay by the doorway. Get out of here.
Later, Mr. Blymin.
Brick sees Craig telling him this and also is worried about Suzy. But since Greg told him to go after Suzy, he's just like, I don't care. And just goes at his own pace with Jaron, while Suzy is definitely running ahead of us.
Suzy is at the next door neighbors.
Yes. Already started the trick-or-treating.
Knock, knock.
So
you knock on the door. Go ahead, Brick.
Oh, I was just saying, I was gesturing to Jaron to let's go with her to get some candy.
You can go ahead and go with her. I'll stay right here and wait.
All right. Yeah, so Jaron,
you don't want candy?
It's not that. It's just I don't need the neighbors getting information back to my parents.
So Jaron kind of hangs back behind an oak as you and your sister go up, or you go to catch up to your sister, who's knocked on the door. And what she sees as the door opens is a tall man in a hood with very, very, you see two skeletal arms sticking out. And upon further inspection, that seems to be an elderly gentleman. You know this is the neighbor who sometimes has come over to check on you kids after school, doing his best to be a spooky Grim Reaper, which is a little on the nose. Take it away, Kevin.
How's it going, youngos?
Trick or treat?
Oh, you kids look like you're in the mood for apple slices and Werther's Originals. He hands you each a little plastic Ziploc. And goodbye. closes.
I'd like to see if I could grab anything from the bag or the bowl.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, there's a single nerd's box.
16?
Our
16.
neighbor
Yes.
is the worst person.
I think considering how elderly this gentleman is, Suzy, you're able to quickly snatch the singular box of nerds out of the pile of Werthers and Ziplocs of apple slices without even being noticed. And you all start making your way down. A lot of the houses down Moreau Street don't tend to celebrate Halloween. It's one of those weird things. This street has changed a lot as you all have grown up. Suzy, obviously you haven't been here as long, but Brick, you remember from your childhood, there were more families that really did the celebrations. But after the storm and people moving out, it kind of, the people that moved here were a little less about the holiday, a little more about just, you know, doing their own little party, not really kid-oriented. So it actually takes a bit of walking before you all see another street with the lights on. And you turn down Roshan, and you see a bunch of houses, all, you know, a little smaller than the houses down your street, but there are kids walking all up and down this street. This is the road to go down for trick-or-treating. Suzy?
Hurry up! I don't want to miss all the candy.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just saying, Brick is walking next to Jaron, like complaining that his neighbor is the worst neighbor and he should egg his house because who gives apple slices on Halloween?
Suzy has her apple slices open and is munching on them as she skips around the two.
Suzy knows it's the perfect energy snack before trick-or-treating.
Jaron looks over at Brick, laughing a little bit. You guys have been living there for the last 3 years, and that guy's giving out apple slices. I don't see why you were so excited to get over there in the first place. However, your sister seems to be enjoying the snack, so maybe we could at least be a little happy for her, man. We're here for her. Let's have some fun.
Snack, please.
Brick looks at his sister and gives him his apples.
Well, I guess that's one nice point for the night, Brick. Thanks.
I know, I'm pretty cool.
Or so you think.
You can be cool.
You all continue. Yeah, so, and as it's happening, Suzy's already halfway up the next house. It's a single-story home made of brick, red brick. They have a couple decorations out front, but nothing too extravagant or insane. As you're getting up there, there's a bunch of little ghosts that are actually walking away, and you're greeted by a woman in a tall, pointed hat, wearing a large fake nose with a big wart on it. She also has these, even though everything is playing in the whole old look, she has these really long, fresh acrylic nails that go like up to there, and she is really like using them to embody this new age, nouveau witch kind of feel. And as you approach her, she turns to you and says,
Did you say something? Sorry, I froze.
Oh,
I was just describing the next character I'm making Kevin play.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes,
Hello,
I heard the
kids.
wart, and then that's it.
Hello, kids.
Okay.
Said that 3 times to you.
Hello, Suzy.
Hello.
Would you like to go and talk to the nice a witch? I'm guessing that's what she is.
Yes, I'm a witch. It's right.
Can I look at your fingernails?
Oh, yes, of course. I love your costume.
My mom made me wear it.
Oh, well, what would you like to be?
Conan.
Oh, well,
The
here's
real
some
barbarian.
Laffy Taffy.
There's jokes.
Jaron looked over at Brick
She has like
real
a
quick.
cauldron. Like a cauldron.
He looks back.
I'm pretty sure those were banana flavored, my dude.
Make a perception check, Jaron.
Maybe they were the cool
Perception.
mango flavored.
Mango flavored
Perception, which is
like
wisdom.
And make them for Dia de los Muertos.
Which I don't have a modifier for that.
Fun
So
fact.
15.
15. Yeah,
15.
you're noticing that they're... So what you see is that they're all yellow packaging. There might be a couple starbursts in there, but you can't really make it out. But yeah, chances are she bought like a bulk bag of 1 or 2 flavors.
Well,
you want some Laffy Taffy?
Well, at least Suzy is slightly easy to impress.
Would you like some Laffy Taffy, dearie?
Yeah, but is that wort real?
No, but that is an incredibly rude thing to ever ask someone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. Here's your taffy and goodbye. There are other children I have to give you as a line behind you now. You've been here quite a while.
Brick.
Nice switch lady, Jaron.
Yes, Suzy. What can I help
How
you
do
with?
you fix a broken tomato?
We'll worry about that later. Let's get out of here before your brother does anything else to ruin the night.
If you didn't hear what I said, but what I said was, as soon as he said that, he takes the candy and then runs down the street.
Brick does not know how to handle awkward situations.
No, he just
and I think
ran away.
Susie's a little conflicted because Suzy has never seen something so feminine that also looked kind of badass. So yeah, you all continue down the street, and there's another house. It's actually a house of a classmate of yours, Suzy. It's Julie's house, and her mom, Miss Tina, always has the Reese's Pieces. She's like the candy lady when it comes to stuff, so you know that it's going to be a good pull from that house. As you make your way up, you knock on the door, and it is answered by not by her, who expect, but you actually see her husband, Larry, open the door, and he is wrapped up in toilet paper. It's not used a lot of toilet paper because he also has an expansive beer gut, so it's not really he definitely went through a few rolls to make this costume, but he did his best to wrap himself head to toe and dirty his face. He's a really gruff guy, tends to not be a partier, but he seems to be a little festive this year, and he says,
I'm a mommy.
Rico.
But before we go up there, she tells the other two they can stay at the back or they could go to another house because she doesn't want to share the candy.
Gladly.
Brick
Hi,
goes.
Julie's dad.
Oh, hey, you're Suzy. I remember you came to Julie's birthday party this year. How are you?
I'm having fun getting treats. Trick or
Well,
treat.
I'm so glad. Well, we got a couple of candies here. We got some little Reese's. Obviously, we've got a couple of Jolly Ranchers. And this year, best thing we've ever got, Hershey's Kisses.
Jaron looks over at Brick. You know what? Standing back might not have been a smart idea after all.
Rick, what did you say you wanted to do during, because you were trying to get in there?
Everything got frozen, so I have no idea what just happened.
I'm so sorry.
Brick just stands there like The Sims.
Some good candy.
Because his internet is dead. And then all of a sudden he hears Jaron talking and he's like, sorry, I was just thinking about cooking.
For a split second, Brick tunes fully. It's like the woman, I don't know if y'all are watching Blymin, or the woman whose the space is out, like, I'm sorry, I just wasn't there. You have one of those moments completely.
Yes.
Just out of it.
And every
yeah, so
time
Suzy,
I
you hop
enter
on
disconnects, that's what happens canonically.
That's what happens. Brick just like
He spaces,
And then
yes,
it comes
he
back.
spaces, and then comes back.
Julie's dad,
yeah,
I
you
should
all
get some
continue
candy
making-
for Brick.
Can she roll like a persuasion check on me?
yeah. Contest. You can do an insight if you want to contest it.
All right, cool.
Probably not good. I rolled one.
Oh.
Bro.
I'm giving candy back.
Yeah, Greg, you remember from the birthday party that Suzy was the girl who took 5 cupcakes and said she only had 1. So you know that she's gonna hoard that candy.
Yeah, I think Suzy says that, and Julie's dad just ignores her and gives candy to like another kid that's nearby. Like, hey, I'm a mommy. Ooh.
All right, Suzy. Let's get on out of here now.
Can I snag some of his toilet paper? If he's not gonna give me candy.
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
Later.
What do you want to do with this? Like, are you trying to just rip some off or like unravel him? What do you want?
Probably just rip some off. We might need it later.
Does Brick see this happen?
So Suzy, make a dexterity check, and Brick, make a perception check.
Because if I see this happen, I will definitely give her the help action to give her advantage.
I'll make a
toilet paper.
I'll make a perception check too.
I rolled a 12 plus.
Oh wow.
Suzy, what did you get?
I rolled a 17, so that's with a +5 at 23.
Yeah, she doesn't need your help, y'all.
Oh, okay.
She just, with one deft, she actually manages to tear off like a chunk of the leg and just bolts it and just books it. Gets out of there with ease. And, you know, do you think he notices it? Roll a perception check, Kevin, with your comedic stats and see if
That's just a nat 10. So.
Oh yeah, no, you don't even notice. You think there's like a mosquito, so you just swat your leg. It's,
I pop a Hershey's Kiss into my mouth, but I forget to take off the wrapping, so I'm otherwise preoccupied.
Perfect.
What a monster are you?
And so Brick and Jaron, you just see Suzy running. She just runs from the house and books it down the rest of Roshan, hauling to make it down. She turns on Koran Avenue and stops. She just freezes because she's staring at the house. And you both see her there. As you make your way to join her, you know why she stopped. It is the house. Every year, the Boudreaux go all out. Halloween is their Christmas. They have everything you can think of in front of that house. It's one of those things where even with you two being older and knowing the pranks they pull and having gone through it, it still scares you just looking at the decaying tree that has these large gravestones beneath it, and this body that seems to be shriveling on the ground that it looks like real blood is coming out of it. You know that somewhere on that pathway there's someone who's waiting to scare it, and sure enough, you hear a blood-curdling scream from within the house just then, and you see a kid book out crying to join their friends who are laughing. This is a rite of passage as you know, young preteens to go up to this house alone. Normally, you guys all fare it as a group. Jaron, you've done it with your brother. Brick, you've begrudgingly done it, and Suzy has always been a courageous kid, but this has been the thing that has stopped her time and time again. And she's staring at this house now. Suzy, what do you do?
This is the year. It's time.
Jaron
steps up. This.
Jaron steps up behind Suzy. Oh, you gonna take the big steps that your brother didn't take until last year?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't believe in rites of passages because I'm my own person. And if I don't feel comfortable going to a house, that's okay. Don't shame me, man, because I don't play with that.
I am not in any way shaming you, my friend. I am just merely letting you know that if Suzy manages to accomplish this tonight, everyone at school is going to hear about it.
Well, joke's on them. I go to a different school.
So, Suzy, are you start making your way up, or are you need more courage?
I got really bored during their conversation, and I already started sneaking up the way, trying not to be seen by anything.
Make a stealth check.
I rolled an 8, so that's a 13.
13. Okay. You are trying to be sneaky. And as you start approaching the tree, you're peering right at the trunk of the tree, knowing that someone is waiting to scare you. Make a perception check for me.
An 11, so I think plus 2, right? So 13 again.
Okay. Okay. You are so transfixed on that tree that you don't see the hand reaching out towards your foot from the other side, and it doesn't touch you. This family's been doing this for too long. They don't actually touch the kids, but you hear a oh, just then coming from right behind your left foot as you're staring down this tree. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to step on it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit an unarmed strike.
I rolled a 4. So
what's your
no?
like
Yeah,
a 9.
yeah. 4 would be plus 4, so yeah, 8. And you definitely you try to step on it. You kind of squeal and do that whole fast feet and try to stomp on it. But he pulls his hand back fast enough. And goes, whoa. Calm down. If you can't make it past this, you got a lot coming for you, kid. And he kind of shrinks back into his bush. Do you keep going forward?
Oh, hell yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Now the adrenaline's going,
right,
so
so
she's
you
moving a
approach-
little faster.
Okay, yeah, so not trying to be sneaky now. You start approaching the actual front porch. And they have a nice French porch, but they put on those lights that cast like a display. So the wood looks broken and rotting in areas. And as you step, you feel the sensation of it giving way really quickly. And you hear the sound of snapping wood. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
16. So.
Okay,
21?
you deftly hop on up and over and manage to get to the porch before anything. When you look back, you realize it was a springed platform, so it was meant to be activated and make that breaking sound. So you panicked and reacted, but if it was something bad, you would have been just fine. As you get to the front step, the door slowly swings open with no one there, and you see, under a flashing strobe light, a bucket of candy sitting in the middle with whole packs of gummy worms and Skittles and Snickers, full size, like the real deal candy, all sitting about 15 feet down the hallway into the foyer, just in a bowl, being held by a hand with blood that's kind of trickling down.
I want the hand.
And hey, Kevin, can you do me a favor? I sent a message in the Roll20. Check that real quick. Do you want the hand? Well, it's being held like the hand is the bottom of the bowl. It's like a table.
Oh.
You can try to take the whole bowl, but
I definitely need to get to that. But I'm gonna look around to see if I can see anything that might make me scream like a little girl, because I don't want to do that.
Okay.
And I rolled an
yeah,
11.
make a perception check.
Rolled an 11.
An 11. Okay. Okay. The strobe light makes it really hard to see. Even with your you like to stay up and sneak around, and even with you trying to focus on your vision, it's just tough because the light keeps flashing so much.
Can I see where the strobe light is coming from? Can I see where the strobe light is coming from?
You can tell that it's coming from the second floor. They have a staircase that goes up and then a platform. And so it's propped up and flashing down into the foyer.
Is it within range of a slingshot?
Yeah. Totally.
I'm going to try to shoot it so I can see better.
Okay, yeah.
Destroy the property.
I know, right? She is such a delinquent.
Let's see. I'm just going to my slingshot. I rolled an 11, and I have a +7 to that, so 18.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right.
That'll hit. Oh, y'all didn't realize Suzy was like a badass 10-year-old.
Plus, wait, you said, I want to make sure I heard that right. +7?
Yeah.
Because her dex and then plus her proficiency.
Mm-hmm. Her dex is 5, and she gets +2 on proficiency.
So it's 7.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
I know, and you're sitting there with 10s and you're rolling.
Right? My rolls were terrible.
But yeah.
Oh.
You just pull back and you try to focus right on that light source and fire. And you hear the ting as it hits and the light flips. Go ahead and roll damage to see what happens to this light. I think it's a 1d4.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. Yeah, so then you hit it hard enough for it to rear up, and the light is now focused up on the ceiling instead of on the floor. So it's still strobing, but it's not as severe. It's creating a bit more of a cast now, so you can kind of see. As your eyes are focusing and adjusting, all the way down that hallway, you can see through the back of the house, actually. And they have a nice glass sliding door in the back. And for a split second, as that strobe happens, you see a tall, lanky figure with a pumpkin head and a great sword. And it disappears within a second. You see it, and it's gone. But now the lighting is mellowed out enough that you can kind of see the room a bit better. You still can't tell where people are hiding based on that perception roll, but the candy's right there, and you have a better view of the room.
I want to see if I can get past the room to the sliding glass door now.
Okay.
Yeah, forget the candy. Who's the headless horseman, or who's the pumpkin head guy?
Are you going to try to, like, sneak through the house or just, like, bolt it?
I'd like to, like, see if I could do, like, a tumbling run toward the candy to the back of the house.
This is where we need...
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, this is where we need an alternate campaign, like sliding doors. Where she chooses the candy one where she follows him. Sliding Suzy.
Brick, go ahead, or Brick and Jaron, go ahead and make perception checks to see if you noticed your sister going past the candy. Make it an acrobatics check, Suzy.
I rolled a 14.
Give me good numbers.
Okay. Because of the lighting, it's a little hard. You're a little wobbly. You actually end up tripping as you grab candy from the bowl. But you can get to your feet just fine right as a skeleton pops up going, oh, coming at you out of one of the rooms. Do you react or do you keep on running for the glass?
I think she takes a moment to look at the skeleton, like, really? And then walk calmly toward the glass.
Okay. All right, yeah, you walk and he goes, hey, what you doing? And tries to grab at you. And you actually manage to just keep on going away. And you hear someone from further down. You notice that there's a lady sitting in the corner holding a butcher's knife. And she looks at you and she sees where you are and she goes, hey, you ain't supposed to be back here. What are you doing, child? Get.
Oh, can I help? I want to scare people. Can I do the next kid? Can I jump out?
If you don't get the hell out my house right now.
You can't at least roll
This is
persuasion?
going to wear out real fast. Yeah, roll persuasion.
I'm not gonna roll persuasion. I'm gonna call her some mean names, bordering on taunting.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stalk out of the house, grabbing another candy bar out of the candy dish and leave.
Okay.
You guys don't have to be so mean. I'm just a little girl.
You don't hear a response. They are clearly they're all just staring at you as you leave the house, making sure that you're actually walking out and not trying to go up. You actually see you see as you're leaving, there's someone fiddling with the strobe, trying to get it back into place. What'd you two roll on those perception checks?
A 19.
Get ready for some fun with a 1.
Okay, so yeah, Brick, you didn't notice anything. Jaron, you saw her being all acrobatic, and you saw her pull out her sling. But do you do anything, or do you just let her be her?
Jaron, is she already back with them, or has she already rejoined them?
You noticed as she was going in,
okay.
So you could choose to like head towards the house if you want while she's still in there, or you could just chill back and wait.
Okay. Jaron sits outside on the porch of the house, looking at Suzy as she comes through the door. That was an absolutely amazing display, and I absolutely enjoyed what you did with the slingshot there. Much better than your brother, who ended up getting scared by the hand and wetting his pants.
Brick?
Brick, you don't hear this. You rolled a 1, my dude. You're
No,
just standing there like, where did Jaron go?
I was going to say Brick is still mad about the apple slices.
Yeah. I hung up on that. Go ahead, Jaron.
I couldn't get your brother to come join me on the porch. Apparently, the whole last neighbor with the apple slices, he's not over it yet. So we're just going to go ahead and rejoin him and get back to the festivities. Are you having fun so far?
Yes.
Good,
and as she's walking with him, she's telling other kids, it's all fake. It's all fake. These guys are jerks. It's not even worth it.
You hear one kid go,
no, handing out apple slices. They just have apple slices.
Their house is haunted. What are you talking about? This is a scary house.
Rick hears the word apple
Not
slices
scary.
and has a flashback.
Baby.
That kid starts crying and runs away.
Oh, Suzy, you have got to be nicer to the neighborhood kids.
As you all are having this conversation, you hear the sound. Well, Jaron, with that 19, you begin to hear the sound of the clack of a card in the spoke of a wheel. It's that sound that is just so familiar, that of that card being stuck in there. And you immediately have a little flashback of the first time that y'all went trick-or-treating as a group. You, your brother, Brick, and a very young Suzy. With your parents, you were still very young at this point. You remember hearing that sound, seeing kids get their candy being taken from them, and like your parents judging that, kind of steering you all, trying to keep you all away from seeing it. But you distinctly remember seeing that, and you know that sound means the candy, they called themselves the Candy Trolls, are doing their Halloween patrol. What do you do?
Jaron stops for a moment, looking at Suzy. Yeah, I think we should grab your brother and get out of here as fast as we possibly can.
It's just good. Okay.
Yeah. Brick.
Brick turns around, and as he looks at Jaron, he says, "Not again, friend. Not again." Because he has a distinct memory.
Yeah, not again is right. How about we get out of here now? And you might want to grab Suzy. Otherwise, well, I mean, I would say that I'm going to say that Jaron says that we should probably grab Suzy so that she could keep up with us, but we all know how this is going to go down.
Mm-hmm. Why are you guys going so fast?
As you say that, you're starting to hurry down the road. Go ahead and make a Constitution a Constitution check. My bad. Constitution check. All three of you. As you are hurrying down, you get back toward the road that you all are on, or that you all live on, way about a quarter mile down, and that's where you see the bikes. They haven't seemed to notice you. They seem to be harassing another kid, but you know that they're going to be heading in this direction. What did you get for that Constitution check?
I got a 19 plus 4, baby.
Okay.
I'm number 1.
I got a 6 plus 1. Oh gosh.
Sorry, that average. They pulled your good roll way down, Brick.
Oh.
Brick, I think these kids have also kind of bullied you at school a little, so you're really trying to haste and get away from them. You have to turn about 2 blocks down, and you see your sister panting heavily. She's like dragging her bag. She's taken so much candy by this point that like she's exhausted. And you hear a sound of laughter. And you hear, "Hey, Brickhead!" as 2 kids on bikes, make their way down and start circling the group. "Oh, would you look at that? Jaron's allowed out with his little fag friends, Brickhead. And they brought the baby, too." And they're just kind of circling you all. They go, "All right, you know what we want."
How about you guys just try dropping dead?
Rick goes and says, "Joke's on you. I only have apple slices." And he proceeds to give them apple slices.
Jaron
start handing them the apples. Go ahead.
Jaron looks at Suzy and says, "Stay close to me. This might get ugly."
Mm-hmm. As you're handing the apple slices, Brick, Michael, the bigger guy, he snaps them out of your hand and shoves you and goes, you know what the fuck I want, man? Pay up." And he looks and he sees your sister.
What was his name again? What was his name?
Michael.
Michael, that's the guy you did.
Michael.
So as
you see him turn.
Oh, well, I was just saying, you know, as I see him go towards Suzy, I get this like distinct flashback of this exact same thing happening, but to me. And immediately, as this happens, Brick gets extremely, extremely hot and flustered inside his chest, and he feels this inner rage coming out. And as he does, he then decides to headbutt Michael and push him away from Suzy. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, yeah, you charge at him full force with your fake horns leading the way.
Please,
Suzy.
You don't want to make my big brother mad.
What is it? It is.
He's just chuckling, and he's kind of, as he's laughing, and he kind of is flicking around this fake sword that he has in his hands. As you're looking, you can tell Jaron, as more of a gamer, you notice that he's dressed very much like a Final Fantasy character. He has a large fake sword and all, seems very much in that J anime style. And he's kind of swinging it intimidatingly at Suzy. And he goes, "Your brother. Your brother's a punk." What did you roll?
I rolled a 10 plus 4, so 14. Does it please let it hit?
14 barely hits.
Yeah! I was so scared. I'm like, please don't let this be underwhelming.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
So
let's see.
Is the guy talking to Jaron another guy? He's the other kid,
there are
right?
2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 of them. There's the one that Suzy has just talked to. So they're both kind of closing in on Suzy.
Gotcha.
One of them was dealing with Brick, and in turn, he's the one that has the fake sword. The other one is dressed like a skeleton.
Okay.
Yeah, and the skeleton one goes, and give us any headphones if you have any.
Skull candies, preferably.
Skull candy.
Well, Jaron looks at the guy talking smack about his brother and merely says, "I'm going to give you 5 seconds to take that back."
Okay. Before I get to that, what did you roll on damage, Britt?
I rolled 6 + 4, baby, a 10.
All right.
So
yeah.
that wasn't underwhelming.
Right as that happens, so right as you say that, Jaron, as this kid's grabbing the candy from Suzy, almost like perfect timing, the last words out of your mouth, and you hear an "oh" from the other guy as Michael falls over and falls prone on the ground from Brick's headbutt. His fake sword clatters next to him as he starts rolling over, and he starts kicking frantically at you, Brick, to kind of get you away. What do you two do? The other guy is kind of looking confused. He has a very loose grip on the bag.
Just wanted headphones.
Suzy, you still have the bag in your possession, but he has a hand on it. What do you want to do? What do you two want to do? I'm gonna say Brick kind of had an action. So.
As Brick and Mike go flying by, Jaron looks down, chuckling a bit. Well, guess I overestimated a couple of seconds. Suzy. He turns around and sees Suzy struggling with the other kid, and at that point, I think Jaron himself makes he charges the other kid. Why not? Charge the other kid.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
And roll to hit for an unarmed strike. Suzy, what are you doing? Are you gonna let him take the bat, like let go, or are you gonna pull it from him? Okay.
That's a D20 for the hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Suzy, you and I are gonna contest some strength rolls.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jaron?
Jaron, sorry. Jeez. No, I'm kidding. It was a 15, but.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it. Roll. Well, it's an unarmed strike, so it would be just your strength modifier for damage.
Oh, okay.
And then Suzy, what did you get?
I rolled a 17.
17. Okay.
It's my bag.
So you're pulling, and it's a good like back and forth pull, and he just yanks it from you real hard as you feel your bag of candy leave your fingers, part of your heart going with that bag. Right when Jaron slams into him. What would the damage be for yours, Jaron?
20.
20? You can't get 20 points of damage.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
Let's see. I haven't rolled on it yet. You said that was a strength modifier, right?
Yeah, but you don't roll
unarmed strike is just your strength modifier. Yeah, whatever your strength modifier is.
Let's see. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm a weak
Well,
person.
Okay, how
It's a
about
big
this then?
game
Go ahead and
talker.
make an athletics check real quick for me.
Athletics check? Okay.
Athletics check. You're not going to do any damage, but I want to see if your push is successful enough to knock him off balance.
Gotcha. Okay, athletics check. And I don't have a strength. 17.
17, yeah. You push him hard enough that he falls back, falls prone. So Suzy, if you want to try to snatch that bag from him, you totally could. He's on the ground. Brick, you see Michael starting to get up, and he begins to reach for his fallen fake weapon. What do you do?
Oh, I grab it. Easy peasy.
Grab it. Go ahead and do a dexterity. Let's contest some dexterity here.
Is it like a sleight of hand? Is it just?
I think this is straight dexterity. I don't think you're trying to sneak it.
That, my friends, is a 7 plus
7.
3. 3, a 10.
Well, you needed that +3 because I rolled a 9.
Nice.
You managed to just
Bare
as
minimum
his
every
fingers
time.
are wrapping around the hilt, you actually grab the dull blade and you yank it from him and pick it up. What do you three want to do? Are you going to... Suzy.
I rolled a 19.
You just saw the boys. Okay.
Trying to get my bag
On
back.
Strength. Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to hold it from you after falling prone. So you grabbed your bag. Yeah.
Yep.
What else do you want to do, Suzy?
All right, take the bag. Jeez.
Wait, how many people are there?
There were 2. There's a
there's
larger group down. If you make a perception check, I'll tell you exactly how many there are, but this is just 2 of them.
Can I try to kick the guy who took my bag?
Absolutely. Roll a hit. Suzy, so violent.
11, so 16.
Yeah, you... Oh, yeah, that's gonna hit. I forgot you have plus... Oh, wait, it'd be a strength, so it'd be +4, not +5 for that one. But you still hit.
Yeah.
Ow, my name's Muggsy.
So I'm gonna
make me mad.
I'm gonna make a perception check for the rest of the trolls.
Sure.
I also made a perception check.
That's what I'm thinking.
I got 12 plus 3, so 15.
Okay. Nope, I got a 4. I'm blind.
All right. Yeah. So Jaron is just like focused on making sure Suzy's okay, and like you saw that she got the bag and managed to kick this dude. Brick, you turn to start like running back towards your house because you guys are on your road. You're only about a half mile down from your house, but in that direction, you see 4 more of the gang of the group of the candy trolls, and you know that that's not a safe spot to head. They don't seem to be... They are harassing other kids. This is a like, you know, group operation of you get that kid, I'll get that kid, and we keep on swapping out. Like, it's like Halloween Horror Night style. A bunch of them are just getting on these kids. So you heading home would be a little risky.
Rick, seeing this, gets so mad that he decides to attack Michael again.
Okay, since you're raging, you can make 2 attacks.
Cool.
I thought he was gonna say he starts just ninja chucking apple slices.
Oh wait, no, you don't get 2 attacks yet. I'm sorry. That's
level 5. So, but
yeah, that's upper level rage.
He just starts chucking apple slices like throwing knives.
Please give me good stuff. Oh,
Yes.
I rolled both 11s. Like, what are the odds of that?
Damn.
That's insane.
I mean,
Oh,
1
wait,
out of 20.
I only need to roll 1. Yeah, so either one is 11. So I will attack with a sword, and that's plus 4. So it's 11 plus 4 is 15. So 15 to hit. Does that hit, Michael?
15 to hit. Yeah. Wait,
Okay.
plus 4? I thought you have plus 6 for your sword. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Oh, I didn't update your weapons. Nope. You're right. You're good.
Cool.
I am wrong. I'm looking at your other one.
Yeah. Okay. So that, and then that's a D10. Where's my 10? Where's this one? Good stuff. Go rolls. Come on, go rolls. 6 plus 4 is 10. So 10 more damage.
Okay, yeah. You hit him and you actually clip him right in the nose, and he lets out this like pained yell as you hear the crunch of bone. The sword, you kind of swung it like a golf club because you know he was down. And as you pull it back, you see that there's a good smear of blood on the end.
Is he mechanically
gripping
dead?
his face? No. Yes, he's mechanically dead. He is like screaming in pain, like rocking back and forth, and like grabbing his nose. I mean, like he is making so much noise that you see some of the other bikers start to turn, and head in this direction.
Brick, being mad at this whole entire event because he just wanted to go and read a book, but he had to take his sister trick-or-treating. He goes, oh, Jeanette's gone. Oh, anyway, he goes, cool. He goes and he says, bring it on, you motherfuckers. And he just
Jaron,
he like
just standing there,
taunts the 4 people to come on.
Very 300 style as these 4 bikers are like making their way. Jaron and Suzy, what do y'all want to do?
Jaron looks at Suzy real quick and says, this is probably the bravest I've ever seen your brother in my entire life. However, I think we need to make a break for it. Brick, once you're done with that guy, can we get a move on? You know these 2 are not the only ones out tonight.
Brick stares at Muggsy and says, Muggsy, I hated you since 1st grade. And I do have candy earphones. I do have skull candies, and I'm not giving them to you. So suck it. And then he shoves apple slices in his face.
I just wanted to listen to Epic Rap Battles History.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, Suzy, what do you want to do?
My brother said it all.
You attack
so
him.
Jaron is just like standing between these 2 that are. So then, Brick, now that you said that, since your sister's following your cue, are you gonna continue to like hold the floor?
Yeah, no
stand
bars,
your ground?
no bar, no hold back. I'm ready for it. He is mad. Like, he's got apple slices as the first candy of the night. He's been tortured. No, he's gone. He's ready to just fight.
You got your sword there. You're ready. You're staring down these that are coming. And then you all start to hear that clacking sound again. And you turn to your left and you see that down the side road, there are 4 more.
No!
Rick?
Oh, great.
So they're coming from each major corner now. Suzy.
Rick, I have
What?
to go potty.
Suzy, can you hold it for a moment? Now is not a good time.
Bricks.
There's a wall. Could I go behind that wall?
Brick's Braveheart moment is shattered by her saying that. And immediately he's brought back into real life and realizes
I have some toilet paper.
and realizes the situation he's in, and he just doesn't know what to do.
Oh
Gone.
gosh. So in that moment, Jaron
I can find a quiet space.
Jaron looks over to Brick. Look, take your sister and try to get her. That's not going to work. What if we go this way? And he points up the street. Is there another, like, you said they were coming from all directions, right? So maybe that.
Yeah, you're at a 3-way. So there's
okay.
You're on the road that you're on. You just came off of this road, trick-or-treating. This is your house's road. Way in that direction, there are more. And then coming down the road you were just on, you heard others. So you can run this way towards Lake Ponty if you want. But the way towards your house is pretty it's that way and the way you came are blocked.
Let's go in this direction. I know it's going to lead away from the houses, but we have to lose these guys fast.
Suzy, what's up?
Suzy has already started running down the street that they're not for a bush or a wall or anything that might afford some privacy. And you see the toilet paper flying behind her.
Jaron looks up watching.
Check, Suzy.
Jaron looks up watching
Jaron.
Suzy run away. Yeah, I guess she was already ahead on the plan, huh?
So yeah, Suzy, give me a investigation check.
Investigation.
I rolled a 13.
13. Okay. Ooh, you're not. There's a lot of houses here. You don't really know a lot of these families, and you're starting to get a little more flustered, a little more anxious. The thought crosses your mind. Lake Ponty is right there. No one's gonna be on Link Beach. I could just, and you just start bolting even faster. Fortunately, as you're hauling ass, you out of the corner of your eye, you see the cemetery, connected to the Catholic Church, and you remember there's some pretty huge, gnarly oak trees in that area. The sun is starting to finally go down. It should be pretty empty, pretty secluded.
I'm there. Plus, there
All
might
right.
be things that we can look at with the little thing to talk to ghosts.
Yeah.
Those books.
Gerard, as you see her turn, you keep following. You keep following. Brick, do you just go right in as well?
Yeah.
Or do you kind of hang back?
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes and saves his
Jaron,
sister. That's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a perception check.
Mm-hmm. Make a history check.
History check? Okay. History check. Okay. Let me look at this real quick. History, that's intelligence, and I don't have a modifier for that. So 14.
Okay. As you cross the threshold of the cemetery through the gate, the music hits you as the memory comes. This is where your brother is buried. You remember following the procession with the second line happening into this cemetery.
Jaron halts, looking at Brick, and says, I don't think this is such a good idea.
Brick, do you hear him? Do you just keep on walking in? Suzy, you're just finding it. You're looking for a bush.
If I found a bush, I've peed, and we're good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me get that wrap up. Suzy, there are a couple of large statues, so you can either go behind a statue or kind of hop over the wall. What do you think? What are you feeling?
Yeah, the statue's fine.
All right, yeah, you just kind of run behind a statue to relieve yourself, followed closely. The first statue that you see as you enter that building, and your brother kind of hangs back, keeping an eye. Do you hear Jaron as he says this? Go ahead.
I was just saying, realizing Suzy has to pee, I also have to pee, and I begin looking for a place to pee.
And Jaron,
investigation check.
Oh, okay.
Jaron, no, go ahead.
And Jaron, after a moment, watches the two and sighs. Okay, fine. It's not gonna do me any to stand out here, and walks into the cemetery after them.
Oh, I got a 17.
Okay. 17. There's this huge tree in the corner near the back corner of the cemetery, a little ways past where your sister is. That is prime bathroom.
That's free real estate right there.
Yeah. Brick just kind of rushes on over. Jaron, where are you gonna hang out? What are you're just standing back, hesitant?
Jaron actually walks in a little bit and happens to find the tombstone of his brother and just halts in silence for a moment.
As you're standing there, sorry, go ahead, Suzy.
If I'm done, do I see him standing?
Yeah, make a perception check. See if you notice where he is. You can see where he's standing. Let's see if you notice what he's standing next to. Okay, yeah, you just see him over there. You can start making your way to him if you want, but I don't think you recognize I don't think you've even been in this cemetery before, so you're not putting two and two together. Jaron, as you're standing there looking, you just hear hey, from over your left shoulder.
Jaron stands. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Jaron stands there for a moment and looks to his left. You said the left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks to his left, realizing that no one's. Is Suzy coming from the left or the right?
The right.
Okay. Jaron looks
She's
to
on
his
your right
left.
side, a little ways away.
Jaron looks to his left, swearing on everything that he just heard someone next to him. After a moment, he turns to the right and spots Suzy approaching.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing her, he smiles. Oh, hey, you done taking care of yourself? Where is your brother? We need to get out of here quick.
Brick is taking the longest number one that you can imagine. like sometimes you just, when you gotta go, because all that adrenaline just, it's gotta leak out somewhere, and all of it's just coming out. And I'd say he'd be there for a good solid 2 minutes.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
Me? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
My worst fear.
Mm-hmm.
Perception check while my pants are down. Oh, I don't know which dice to use. I'm going to use my big boy dice.
Yes.
Come on.
Big and clear. I like it.
I rolled the 7. Plus perception. Plus 3. So 10.
10. Okay. You hear... You think you hear the sound of something like shifting in, like scraping against the ground, but you just kind of write it off as a, squirrel, some animal moving around, big oak tree. You never know what you might see or hear.
Rick hears this, and instead of having the relaxing pee, he's now having an anxious pee.
Well, that anxious pee, I think, is going to get amplified. Suzy, can you also... Actually, no, you made one. Jaron, make a perception check.
Perception check. Another one. All this perception I'm using.
A lot of perceiving.
Let's see. Okay, and then perception, which is wisdom, and I don't have a modifier on that, so 10.
10. Yeah, as y'all are having this, as you and Suzy are having this conversation, Brick is peeing, and there's an odd stillness to the night. You seem to have, forgotten about the bullies. They don't seem to have followed or traced. You're not hearing any sounds of them. In fact, you're not really hearing much of anything at all. It's a little odd. And as you are looking around, Suzy, you notice this odd little, it looks like a slight scar, but it's in a spot that there shouldn't be one. You've never seen the sky with a scar before. And as you go to turn to tell Jaron, you see 2 shapes emerging from the ground behind him. Bony arms coming out, followed by a bony head and a bony body, as 3 skeletons begin to emerge out of the ground surrounding the 2 of you. And your brother hasn't noticed anything, and he hasn't either. So we're going to end up rolling initiative right after we come back from a break.
Woots.
So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take our break here. Cast, don't forget to mute your mics while we figure out that sound stuff so we can continue playing some music for our audience. For those who have been watching or are sticking around or just joining us, thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be right back. We're going to go for about another hour or so tonight, so stay tuned. We're going to be back right at 8:50. We'll see you then.
Cool.
Yeah.
and welcome back to Roleplay Varied, a brand new stream by Break the Table for artists of the global majority to redefine and reclaim fantasy, telling original fantasy tales using tabletop games like D&D as our stage of sorts. Our cast today we're our special demo, our Halloween episode, and we have our fun cast. Just finished a bunch of trick-or-treating, so if you're just joining us, thanks for jumping in. And those who have stuck around, thanks so much for supporting us. We are taking donations at our PayPal, which you can find below, to help us get this really rolling and get this going, so we can offer a lot of we have a lot of awesome plans for 2021, and we can't wait to get it all rolling for you all. So before we jump back in, quick recap for those who are just joining. We met the Suzy, Blymin, and MacMorris step siblings and their family friend Jaron as they were going trick-or-treating on Halloween. During their journeys, they met a lot of their odd neighbors, all played by Kevin, who also played Suzy's dad. And at the end of that, after Suzy stood up and faced her courage and actually went to the scary haunted house on the corner to get candy from there, their celebration was cut short when the candy trolls, town bullies, started making their rounds trying to take candy. Brick quickly stood up for his sister and headbutted one of them, knocked it over, and stole his sword. They were about to take on 4 others when even more started coming, and Suzy, being the 10-year-old she is, suddenly had to use the restroom, as it happens. So in their retreat, they wandered into a cemetery, the same cemetery where Jaron's brother actually is buried, for the children to relieve themselves. Not on any graves, fortunately. None of the actors made that choice. Hallelujah.
Didn't even think about it.
I would have been
smart about it.
Anyway. Oh, how dare you both?
Had to find a grave,
would have been my job to let it go, right? Oof. And right as Suzy was joining Jaron at the side of his brother's grave, she noticed the ground beginning to move as skeletal shapes have risen from the earth. And we are gonna go ahead and kick this off just right into a combat round, y'all. I think that we are gonna pick it up right now. So, sorry, audience, we aren't sharing our maps just yet. We will hopefully be doing a whole map share in streams to come. But, cast, as you can see, the map is pulled up. You can see where the zombies have all come up. And, Brick, you are first. But before you do anything, I think I want you to make another perception check, since you have been in your own world using the bathroom in the corner.
Okay.
To see if you even notice these skeletons popping up.
Let me see. I don't know what dice to use. It's such a momentous occasion. Metal dice.
Metal.
This
First combat roll.
Because this is a metal situation. Oh, I rolled an 8 plus 3. 11.
11. Okay. I'm gonna say that you notice that there are other shapes that are now in there and moving in the direction of your sister, but you cannot tell if it is costume or person or a skeletal being. All you see are 3 new entities. One you can barely make out in the pretty far from you. They're each
Brick just
about,
keeps anxiously peeing.
30 feet.
Brick just keeps anxiously peeing. Don't stop.
Okay.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Hurry up. Okay, yeah, so Brick needs a whole turn to just use the restroom. Jaron, Suzy, you have a turn first because you were the only one who's noticed anything. What do you do or say?
Those are the coolest Michael Jackson zombies ever!
She's Michael Jackson zombies. She's like 10.
She's.
Everyone knows
She would
Thriller.
know. Everyone knows Thriller.
Greg has definitely shown her Thriller.
Oh, Greg is definitely a Michael Jackson fan. There is no doubt there.
Greg has been trying his entire life to find things that would actually scare me. He hasn't.
There's that. He tends to scare himself more often.
I would like to pull my plastic glaive that my mom got me.
Yeah. You grab it, you pull it out. Are you like trying to stand all intimidating, or do you think it's like a game? What's going through Suzy's head?
I think it's probably like a game, really. I'm expecting them to start doing the little.
So you prepare to start dancing with them.
Yeah, I've got my glaive and I'm ready to go.
You see little you hear that, and you see Suzy turn and pull her glaive out, and you notice these entities that have started to move. What's going through your mind? What do you do? What is your reaction?
Well, Jaron looks at Suzy for a moment. Michael Jackson zombies, and he turns around. You said that he notices the entities are there. Should I roll a perception check to see if he actually sees what they are? Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. Ooh. Okay.
Or actually, make it an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Okay. Well, that's gonna be even better.
Arcana check.
Give me 1 second. Okay. So that's gonna be 18 plus. Oh, wait, I don't have a modifier there, so I don't get a modifier for that. But I do, since Arcana is my proficiency, that's a +2. So, hey, 20. Haha. 18
20.
plus 2.
Yeah.
18 plus 2, yeah.
You notice these things are moving in very jagged rhythms. Like they don't seem to be moving like a living creature would move. You could totally see how Suzy mistook them for dancing, but they're definitely not. Those gyrations aren't one of dance. It is of a shamble. You definitely are thinking this is a little odd.
Suzy,
I think you can tell this is wrong.
I don't believe that these guys have anything to do with Michael Jackson.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll hit him with things. Should
no,
I hit my slingshot?
No, not a smart idea. Brick, are you done? I think it's time that we got out of here.
Brick hears Jaron say that and says, hold on. I'm still going. I can't go when people talk.
We kind of can't.
Silence, man.
Brick, we can't hang on. Your sister and I have bigger.
Please, I need you to stop. I can't go.
Suzy, okay. Plan B. Suzy, we have
taken out the planchette from the Ouija board and is looking at them.
I think because of that, you're starting to notice that there is actually like that bone. You can see real flesh. That's either a really, really good makeup job, or maybe something's a little wrong here.
Does something smell weird to you guys?
Hey, I had asparagus, okay?
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with that. Whatever it is, the odor seems to be getting stronger, and it's not very friendly.
I had it too,
As
and
you
I
all are
saw
saying
that.
this, the zombies begin to get even closer. And this one, the one that's to the north, Jaron, actually comes up and tries to grab your arm with its nasty zombie claws. This is my first combat roll of the game.
Yeah.
That's only a 5, yeah. I was a 9 to hit, so that's not going to happen. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. Your armor class is 11, I believe. So, it reaches, and you kind of just pull away all awkward and disgusted. Brick, you're still pretty oblivious to, not oblivious, but you're in your panic. You're trying to hurry up, and one of the skeletons starts crawling its way towards you and reaches for your back, trying to scratch at you. That is an 18 versus your armor class.
Ooh.
That hits.
That is going to be a hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. And that means I'm going to roll. That is, oof. That's going to be 5 points of damage.
Oh.
As you feel, you're shaking, trying to finish up, and you just feel this sharp pain across your back as these nails just tear into the center of your back, cutting at your skin. Woof. And that is now, it's actually Brick, it's your turn. What do you do?
Okay. So now that that has happened, Brick
And I'm just going to say that you're not raging anymore because it's been long enough.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, you've fallen out of
more
your
than a
rage.
minute. I was peeing for 2 minutes. That's double the time. Let me see. Do I have? I think I have 2 rages. Let me just double check.
Indubitably.
Yes, 2 rages. Cool. So I'll use my second rage. So okay. So as this happens, Brick turns around and is so furiously embarrassed because not only did they not stop talking, he now thinks someone is trying to get a look at his 12-year-old genitals, which heavily makes him uncomfortable. So as he turns around, he says, "You need to stop!" and he gets angry again, just like before. And he goes, and with his sword, he swings and tries to slice at whatever is behind him because he's just so mad.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna use this time. 13 plus 4. That is a 17. Does that
hits?
Great.
That hits, yeah.
This one. Okay.
By the way, I feel like I should call it out, so I didn't say it earlier. We appreciate the quick change. I like the secondary costume brought by Addison today.
My wizard Mickey costume. 7 plus 4, 11.
11. With such fury, you slam it with that great sword, and it hit so hard it gets slammed into the stone wall that you are next to, and you see half of the bones just shatter and fall off. It is looking incredibly rough. Oof. And then then it's gonna be Jaron.
Oh jeez. Trying to look through.
Jaron.
Trying to look through my stuff here to see what exactly I want to do. Let's see. So I just realized, like,
Suzy, you're next.
I've barely been looking at my features and all that, and a lot of the stuff I could have been using throughout this. I'm just a noob. So
okay.
Let's see. Did I bring? Let me check my skills again. Make sure I brought that with me. No, I didn't bring.
Yeah, you have sleep, dissonant whispers, charm person, animal. Well, yes.
Okay. So let me look through this real quick and see what he's going to do. Gosh.
Chop.
I know. I'm under pressure here. Okay. That good old distance and whatnot. Well, I can't use any of that. So instead, I'm going to have Jaron, after the zombie reaches for him, Jaron, in a fit of being terrified off guard, removes his toy electric guitar from his back and swings it at the zombie that tries to reach for him.
And go ahead and roll to hit. Yes.
Roll to hit. That's a wait. Make sure I'm rolling the right die. Hold on.
D20.
Yeah. You remember I picked up the 8 or whatever earlier.
That's
like,
right.
So I had
12,
I picked up the D12 earlier, so I don't want to do that again.
Why do I keep getting nat ones?
Oh, that's a 7.
You should have just rolled a D12.
Oh, that's right.
I should have just rolled a D12.
We hear the sound of as the guitar hits the gravestone of your brother in front. You meant to swing for the skeleton that was behind it, grabbing you, but that electric guitar is a lot heavier than you thought it would be. You're not used to holding it by that end, so your aim is just way off.
Well, I guess that didn't work, Jaron said as he backed up, trying his best to guard Suzy from the zombie near them.
All right, so you're going to take a step back. It's going to get an attack on you if you move.
Oh gosh. You know what? Let's do it. Forget it.
Opportunity.
I'm already rolling it. I'm ready.
You're ready to ruin the moment?
Like,
Don't kill him.
Suzy, you're up. Oh, my dog is wanting to go outside. Suzy.
All right.
Is there room for me to attack with my glaive the skeleton zombie that's attacking Jaron?
Yeah, it has a 10-foot reach, right?
I mean, it's a small glaive because
it's 5
it's
foot.
It doesn't.
That's right.
Yeah,
So it should be 5. Yeah, you can step up next to him. There's room.
Okay.
Step up here or right there next to him.
Yeah.
Suzy, channeling her inner Conan the Barbarian, just charges into the fray. Roll to hit.
I think she might have just frozen.
The suspense. I think she's shivering with
Sims moment.
She's typing on Roll20.
Okay.
Patient. It didn't work. I thought she'd be unfrozen by then. Oh,
she's back.
She's back.
I'm
Yay!
Yay!
Yes.
Did you want me to vote?
D20.
Crap.
You're
Okay.
here.
Should I roll to hit? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I rolled a 3, so that's an 8.
Okay. Yeah. You go to swing, but you actually the glaive you reel back so hard that the glaive gets caught on the gravestone that's behind you, and you stumble. You catch yourself, so you don't fall over, but you were not able to hit. And then this the skeleton shambles its way over towards you, Jaron, and is gonna take a slice at you. I get advantage. That was a 14 versus your armor class.
Oh, come on.
And that is that's only a 4, so only 4 points of damage.
Only 4? For my character,
I mean,
that's a big deal.
Imagine getting
TPK'd when you're a
TPK'd.
low-level bard.
I was actually waiting on him to TPK me in one hit.
This might be a very short Halloween special, y'all. We have a sequel for Friday the 13th, but we may have all new characters and a whole new story for Friday the 13th.
Yeah, a bunch of kids die in a graveyard.
Yeah, a bunch of kids died in a
Happy
graveyard. Happy Halloween.
Oof.
Remember, kids,
so
PSA, don't go into cemeteries by yourself.
By yourself. Sorry, my dog is making a lot of noise. There we go. So, so it just scrapes you across the back. kind of like how the one got Brick, and you just rear back as you feel these sharp old fingernails dig into your skin. That's that one. Brick, the zombie near you is kind of shambling, really broken. You messed it up pretty hard. It's gonna try to get you, and I got a nat 20. Ooh, first nat 20 of the night, and it's an attack against y'all. I'm so sorry. And I rolled the best crit that I could possibly roll.
You roll max damage. But joke's on you, because as a barbarian and in my rage, I am resistant.
You get half damage.
I get half damage to all bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
Well, that's good, because this one hit would have knocked you unconscious. Instead, you go down to, you lose 4 hit points.
Phenomenal.
As you feel it grabs your leg, and the nails just dig in. You can feel it piercing into your calf, and just, it starts to pull down, tearing sinew and flesh across your whole leg. And then the final zombie is going to turn towards the young girl that just swung at it, or attempted to swing at it. My dice roller's falling over, guys. Over and over. This is why you don't get fancy things. That's only a 4. So it is not able to hit Suzy.
Nice.
Brick, back to you.
Of course, Suzy gets lucky.
Alrighty. I'm just going to end it. I'm mad. I'm mad, and I'm scared. And I don't remember pulling up my pants, so I think my pants are kind of down while this is happening. A lot of mixed emotions going on right now. I don't know how to
be a
handle
teenager.
it. So I'm going to take it out on this skeleton. And hopefully, please hit. Please hit.
What you got? Let's see it.
I got a 10 plus 4. That's a 14. Does that hit?
That hits. Yep. That hits. You don't have to roll damage because it only had 1 hit point left, but you just take your great sword, and with the flat end, just smash it. And the rest of the skeleton kind of just falls apart.
And
onto
as it
the
dies,
ground right
it goes.
there.
And as it dies, it goes, I was a painter.
and Brick says that, he says, I hate painters. Greg is a painter. I hate you. You're not my dad. and just keeps beating him again. You're not my dad.
Oh my god.
All right, Jaron, what do? You're up.
Well, so Jaron, after getting scraped across the back by this thing, screams out in pain a little bit. Well, winces in pain a little bit. I'm not going to say he screams. He's not Brick. Winces in pain a little bit. And then out of, with adrenaline rushing, he retaliates with another swing on the zombie. Grab the right die.
Okay.
Roll the hit.
The one that's behind, the one that attacked, the one that came up from behind, right? Or
yes.
The one that's attacking Suzy?
The one that came up from behind, because Suzy can take care of herself.
Gotcha.
All right. So we have a 12.
That's okay. Okay, go ahead and roll for damage. That'll hit.
Oh, hey, yeah, all right. Roll for damage. All right.
It'll hit.
Roll for damage.
Barely, but it hits.
Ooh. Plus the modifier. Wait, I always forget what my modifier. It's strength modifier, right? Yeah, because I'm swinging with the, which is 0.
Yeah, dagger is dexterity. The bludgeoning weapons are your strength.
Oh, okay. So modifier of 0. Wait, where's that? Hold up. Okay, so the 2.
2. Okay, that's still something.
It's weak.
Again, Jaron's not one that you wouldn't say he excelled at PE. Like, he didn't fail miserably, but that definitely isn't his class in school.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of
so
sense.
Yeah, you hit it, and you hit it in the arm, and the skeleton kind of lets out a little crack sound as its bones kind of crunch a little, but it seems pretty hardy and fine. Suzy, you're up.
I'm gonna swing at whatever's closest to me that's not my party members, and hopefully I'll hit those things.
Yeah, go ahead.
I rolled a 10, so 15.
That'll hit.
With my glaive, I rolled an 8 plus 3, so that's 11.
11 damage?
Jaron, your jaw kind of drops. You swing your electric guitar, tired from it, and that skeleton seemed to be barely affected. And you turn to look and check on Suzy to make sure she's okay. And all you see is this glaive coming down, hitting the skeleton so hard that this skull shatters under the weight of this child's glaive. She completely demolishes that skeletal threat in one fell swing.
Wow. Just one-shotted him.
Greg has definitely been feeding you your Wheaties.
The zombie says, ironically, I was a mortician.
Mom's a mortician! I hate my mom!
I expect you to do that for every single monster death for the rest of the campaign. Oh my god.
Brick hears the other undead person saying he was a mortician, and he says, "Mommy, is that you?"
All right.
He's not dead.
Jaron, you turn around, or Jaron. I'm gonna keep saying Jaron. I have a lot of friends named Jaron. I'm gonna keep saying Jaron. Jaron, you turn and check on Suzy, and unfortunately, as you're turned away, that skeleton gets another grab on you. And this time, its claws sink into your neck, and it pushes you down to your knees, and you see blood starting to pour, and you get a little lightheaded, and you look forward, and you are on your knees right in front of your brother's gravestone.
Oh, how poetic.
And you think you see the shadow of him standing behind it for a split second as your vision blurs, and you fall unconscious.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Suzy, you see that? You can't react, but I'll let you say something if you want to say something.
She does nothing.
What can you say?
She just accepts his death.
Yeah, literally.
She's speechless, and in the next round, I'm gonna request that she gets to do her rage moves.
Yeah, you feel the blood start to boil in you, and then you hear a clacking sound of horse hooves coming from behind, and you turn, and from the north, from behind a broken wall in this cemetery, Kevin, what do they see?
You see a completely black guard, a figure on a shadowy horse with eyes the color of moonlight. And atop this horse is a man in full black garb with a pumpkin head and a giant greatsword, held one hand aloft as he rides into the cemetery. And there You see Sir Aster rushing headlong into this battlefield to save these children.
There is one skeleton left. It is just south of Jaron.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna go at him. Bow.
Full speed gallop, just galloping. Lance in, great sword up. Not Lance, using the great sword.
That's a 17 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay, and just to make sure, I'm gonna add a smite on that bad boy.
Oh, look at you using those paladin moves.
Yeah.
Could you describe what a smite does for people who might not know?
Please tell us what smite is.
Yeah. Okay, real quick, it's 2d6 for a greatsword, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so smite is
reason.
something I can add onto a melee attack that hits, and it lets me add an extra d8 of divine damage, radiant damage specifically.
Nice.
Nice.
Perfect against
And it takes a spell slot.
Yes, and I'm using a first level spell slot on it. So awesome. That is, it's not that great for the smite, honestly. That is 13 damage. That is including the smite.
Awesome. With a fell swoop, a head soars across the graveyard,
and the
flying
skeleton
all the way, hitting the
as the skeleton's dying. It goes, I peaked in high school.
Brick gets an eerily chill down his spine. What?
And it falls.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns around on his horse. And kids, there's now this gigantic pumpkin man.
Yeah, he gets off. He gets off the horse, and as soon as he's off it, the horse just like fades out of existence. He puts the sword upon his back, and he says, "It has been many years since the world of mortals has met ours. I greet thee. My name is Sir Aster, last of the Nightkin. Who are you, little heroes?"
I'm unconscious.
Oh God! Oh, there's a child! Oh God! Oh, I didn't. He was behind the gravestone. I didn't see that. Oh God! And I touch hands him. Like, how many hit points do you got? I'll put him back to fall.
Okay. It'll be 9 to get him back to full.
I give him 9 hit points out of my touch hands pool.
Just a great intro.
Jaron jumps awake, pretty delirious. I'm fairly certain after what happened. Unsure of what's going on, he finds himself looking up at this tall figure and thinking to himself, haven't we seen this before?
His face is a pumpkin, and it has a jack-o'-lantern face that is moving as he's emoting and talking.
Gotcha.
It looks like there's like a flame that is in it. And now when he first approached the battlefield, the flame was like red hot. And now it is like a nice mellow orange, just lighting his features a little bit. And
okay. So Jaron looks up and says, okay, yep, I've died. Where am I?
Suzy.
No, you are. I've brought you back to life. You were unconscious, you were bleeding out, but see, look, your wounds, they are all fixed.
Brick, Suzy, you guys want to fill me in?
Suzy, want to say something?
Do I recognize him as the thing I saw at the haunted house?
Make an intelligence check.
And also, are you wearing a cloak? I rolled a 9.
Yes, but it's not covering a face. It's like just over his shoulders.
I think the experience at the house was so fast and so much that it doesn't connect right now.
So you feel a little hand tugging at your cloak.
Hello, we won.
Can't hear you, Kevin.
Mr. Aster?
Yes.
Can I look into your eyeballs?
Sure. And he picks his head up off of his torso and lowers it down to eye level with you.
And Jaron says at that point, all right, that's it. I'm laying back down. This is the worst nightmare I've ever seen.
Rick rushes over as soon as that happens, and he says, are you like a pumpkin, or is your body made out of pumpkin? Or are you just like an anthropomorphic pumpkin who uses a body?
Suzy is
like,
trying.
how do you exist?
Suzy is trying to see if it's like a jack-o'-lantern. So if there's a top that pulls off, because she wants to get to the candles.
Ow.
Oh,
ow,
that's good.
ow,
Brick
no,
also touches like his mouth to see like if he could touch the goopy stuff inside.
Okay.
I'm
right.
going to make a
You feel
persuasion. I'm going to make a
wet
persuasion roll.
To try to persuade what? What are you wanting to get across?
Get them away from him.
Okay, yeah.
So Jaron looks up, guys, I don't think that's a good idea. My persuasion roll was an 11. And what is persuasion?
For you, I think it's +4.
And I can test his persuasion with just doing what I want.
Like,
what would I roll for that?
Do an insight check on Sir Aster. Like you're trying to get a feel about if he's bad or good. That would be the way to contest this one.
So persuasion roll 15.
As they're like putting fingers all over Sir Aster's head, he starts to kind of pick up his own head again. All right. Puts his head back on himself.
I got
Suzy has actually stopped.
5.
Suzy has stopped trying to pick at him and has just gone into an endless stream of questions like, where'd your horse go? Why was your head on fire? Oh my God, how do you make that happen? Where'd the horse go?
Suzy, calm down and give him a moment.
You put your finger, after you put your fingers in, that it kind of grossed you out a little bit, that attempt, and like the way he responded, you're like, the curiosity is still there, but you're a little more spooked. And now that Jaron has been like, hey, maybe we should, you're a little bit more like, yeah, I don't know. But Suzy doesn't have a care in the world about anything aside from who this pumpkin dude is.
Brick is also the same.
It truthfully is quite interesting that you three can see me at all.
What?
Dude, you're a pumpkin, man. How can I not see you?
I understand why you would say that, but I actually did see you earlier. I recognize these costumes, though you all look much more different now. I mean, you almost died. But when I walk among the mortal world, they cannot see me. None of your parents, no of your classmates, peers, none of them would have been able to see me or any of these skeletons. By the way, a very valiant effort.
Except for the fact...
Were you holding up the skeleton bone, Suzy?
No, I was holding up the thing from the Ouija board again.
The planchette.
When Sir Aster hears Jaron say "except for me," Sir Aster gets on one knee and like gets up to Jaron's face and goes, "No, failure can only make you stronger. Well, I saw you try and protect the little one. You tried your most."
Yeah. Jaron looks at the pumpkin-headed guy with slight sadness in his eyes and says, well, that's easy to say when you haven't failed before at something. And then he looks at his brother's headstone.
Mm-hmm. Can I make an insight check on that?
Yeah.
Sick.
Suzy, you can look around for the horse. I'm not going to make you roll for it. It's just gone. Like, that horse was just gone. It just disappeared.
Rick.
Shout out to the two crew.
Shout out to the two crew.
You said you're at Suzy's board now?
Yeah, they're talking big words and...
Well, so Suzy,
actually,
I would love if you quickly made an Arcana check. As you pick up... Okay. You feel this odd, as you're holding the part of the Ouija board, you feel this odd shake as it's in the direction of Jaron's brother's gravestone, but you just think it's the wind. It's the wind blowing. It just feels weird. It's a fancy piece of toy, and you're bored now.
Can I go to the gravestone
Aster,
and read it?
You rolled a 2. Yeah.
Roll
Yeah,
a
go
2.
ahead. You walk up to it. You rolled a 2, yeah. So you can't tell. This kid seems just elusive and odd. Suzy, you go up, start looking at the gravestone. What does it say, Jaron?
It says, "Here lies Jeremy Dalzeem, brother and friend."
So, I think Sir Aster at this point, now that he's like made sure. Oh, by the way, I think he would probably heal all of you back to full if you've been hurt.
Yes.
So, how many hit points did you lose, Brick? Do you need back?
I lost 10.
10, 9.
I had you at 9, but
Oh, I had
Okay.
10.
I give. So that's 19 hit points out of my healing pool.
So back
Okay.
to 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then Sir Aster's gonna look at the skeletons and look for like where they sprouted, and is gonna trying to figure out why this would have happened to these kids.
Okay. Yeah. I would love for Sir Aster to make. I think it's interesting because we don't really have. It's not really religion, but I think religion check fits the most, considering that the Nightkin and the whole magic
Makes sense.
guardian idea. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that makes
yeah.
more sense.
Cool.
Not 20. Not 20. Not 20.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Nice.
Give it to
20.
him.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Oof.
First crit by a player. Hell yeah.
Ooh.
First player crit. Yes, that isn't a crit fail. All right, Sir Aster, you are looking around and you're trying to ascertain where this all came from, and you notice that in the sky there's this odd color of like a darker purple. It's this like broken line of sorts that is clearly not part of the sky. You can tell that the veil which protects the magical elements of this land has been fractured here, and that you have been summoned. Your type comes around to protect these magical areas. You wander the lands trying to keep this safe, and you recognize that these skeletons have arisen because of a disturbance and a drainage of sorts that is occurring. It is the magic reacting to this sucking of it that's happening.
Is there the equivalent of like an arcane trail that I can follow, or some kind of indicator of like who or what was doing, like even a direction?
You start really trying to detect that and like honing in and like really
Or,
thinking about it.
I guess I guess a better question is, do I think it is like an intentional thing or a natural thing?
Intentional.
Okay.
Is where I'm getting at. I think it's intentional. I think you sense that there is a force at play of sorts. And it's kind of confirmed by the as you're looking around, you sense this darkness, and you can't quite place it, but it's circulating around these kids. And it's odd because when you first spotted them as you were wandering and, you spotted them, you saw this girl's bravery in this house, you've always had this sense of light, but right now there's this odd heaviness that is there, and it's connected. You can't put it together necessarily, but like there's something at work, and these kids have something to do with it.
Okay. I think first, I think also, like when we talk about like the Nightkin, I think what sets Sir Aster apart is that any other Nightkin, if they showed up to help like a bad situation, they would have left after the situation was over. But Sir Aster is different because he usually tries to investigate further. And so, but he does. He comes up to the kids and he says, "All right, I don't think that things are gonna get any safer if you stay here. I think it's time to go. Perhaps I could escort you back to your abodes."
Jaron looks at the interesting individual and says, "At this point, I honestly don't think that returning home for me would be a good idea."
Well, you just need to be anywhere but here.
Fair point.
That is really
just then,
all I want.
A howl cuts through the air.
Suzy has been crying this whole time.
Sir Aster picks up Suzy with an arm and says, "We need to leave now."
Brick, I think our best interest is to follow this thing to wherever we need to go.
Also, don't worry.
Grappling?
Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. Roll. Do a grappling check.
No.
No?
I've just rolled a 1, so she ends up hugging him tighter.
Just
I think also Sir Aster just kind of grabs them and is like, "Again, we need to leave now. Also, don't worry, nobody's going to be able to see me except for you three."
As soon as Brick heard that howl, he jumped on Sir Aster's back and said, "Let's leave. I'm gone."
See, now I'm thinking about it because the rest of the world can't see him, so now I just see these 3 kids floating in the air.
Well, to be fair, y'all don't know. That's just what he says. He says the rest of the world can't see him. You don't really know if that's the case.
That's just been the case for Sir Aster's life.
Sir Aster, I have a question for you.
Yes, as we're hopefully by the statue at this point.
As we're walking,
Suzy has their legs wrapped around too.
As we're walking, Brick starts asking him really obscure questions like, "Sir Aster, when you said the mortal race, does that also include regular pumpkins?"
No, what you know as pumpkins are just a gourd.
So you're a gourd?
No, I give the image of a gourd. We can talk about how and why I exist another time. Right now, I should just probably make sure you don't die.
Yes,
Suzy whispers in his ear that Brick cut open 3 of his brethren and pulled their guts out.
Again, I don't care about gourds.
Shut up! I didn't.
I don't care about gourds.
Sir Aster, I didn't do it. I promise. I promise. I'm not a murderer.
Oh my God, we need to leave.
Every year, and he uses mom's scalpels.
Sir Aster grabs all.
That was one time. That was one time.
I cannot believe I'm here with all of this right now.
This conversation's happening as you all turn back down Karan Street. And as you keep going, you realize that this is a part of town. It's not that you all avoid this town. It's just that, again, this neighborhood has had a lot of newer people moving in ever since the renovations started occurring. And this is one of those strips that feels a little odd. There's a lot of music playing. There's obviously people enjoying the evening, but they're all kind of in their own bubbles. It seems like you walked down the street where all the high schoolers and the adults are having the parties as opposed to the trick-or-treating houses. So everyone is kind of inside. There's a lot of music playing. The street is fairly empty, minus a couple people walking here or there. And let's see, who has the highest passive perception? I don't remember.
I have.
My map got too large. I can't get out of it. I'm stuck, y'all.
My passive wisdom's 11.
Yours is 11. Yeah, yours is
I have
bad.
14.
14. Okay.
Or no, sorry,
Rick.
13.
13.
13.
Rick, as you turn back to look in the direction of the cemetery, you see a creature kind of staring at you. It looks like a medium-sized dog, like a smaller pit. of sorts, and it's like staring in your direction. And its eyes have a fiery look. And you see two more kind of come out looking at you. And they're all about, let's say, 100 feet back. And suddenly they just slowly start walking towards you all. And you see they just disappear. And then reappear 40 feet closer, continuing now in a full sprint in your direction.
I ask Sir Aster, I say, do you think dogs can see you? Or, like, are they a mortal race? Is that how this works?
What? Why would you even ask? And I turn, look at him. Do I see the dogs?
Yeah. You can. Well, let's make this fun. Make a perception check.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
that
keep
is...
the dice because makes.
That's a valid question.
Do I have a proficiency in perception? No, I don't. Okay, that is just a 14.
I don't believe you.
Please don't let him
14,
see the dogs.
yeah, you see them. You see these dogs starting to haul ass, and no, it was a 10. It was a 10 DC for
Okay,
me.
easy.
I think Sir Aster, I'm gonna cast Find Steed and bring my Shadow Horse back. And
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna put the 3 kids on the horse. And
So tell us what that spell, what it is, and like describe how it happens. What's the magic of it, the narration?
So, Find Steed basically in a normal world would like summon an animal like a stag or a horse or something to come be your steed. But for Sir Aster, his horse that always comes is the shadowy horse with the eyes like moonlight. And he like puts the 3 kids on the horse, and he whispers to the horse, "Luna, get these kids safe." And, gives her a small pat on the haunch, and sends the kids off. And as they're walking by, they see Sir Aster turn with his sword towards the dogs.
I then shout back to Sir Aster, Sir Aster, is this horse a mortal race?
Don't worry about it. As
and
they're
the horse
galloping
the
away.
horse goes. Sir Aster. I actually have your initiative already. Okay. You're just standing ready to go. Let me put this in. Kids, you all are gonna book it over to the this is not unexpected at all. I love this. The horse goes, and you just see the silhouette of this pumpkin shape standing as the dogs approach. It turns a corner, and it seems to be on a path of its own. If anyone wants to roll animal handling, they can try to take control of the animal.
I just rolled a 16.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's perfect.
Anyone else want to give it a go?
You know what? I will too. Let's see. I got a +1 on it. So that's a 10.
Okay. Suzy, what do you want? What are you trying to get the horse to do? The Phantom Steed.
I want it to go back so I can use my glaive to attack one of the dogs, just like a real Dothraki warrior.
Okay. Okay. You are you're pulling on the reins. It's resisting you, but with enough yanking, it will start turning around to come back. It'll take a full 2 rounds to get back to the fray. Sir Aster, you are standing ready to go. 2 dogs, which one are the first 2? Come charging at you. It takes their full motion to get
There's 2
up
dogs?
to where you are with... Huh?
There's 2 of them?
There are 4 total, but 2 currently blink again and reappear and then continue running in order to catch up to you. And they are each going to try to take a bite out of your body. That is a I rolled a natural 19, so that's going to hit. And the second was 5 plus 3, not going to hit. So you end up taking 5 points of piercing damage as the first dog leaps in the air and lashes at your arm, and it's kind of like hanging, swinging from your arm. The other one nips at your feet, but you manage to step back and avoid it. You are up next.
Okay. I think I shall attack one of these dogs just with my great sword to start.
Okay.
So, that is a 21 to hit.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna do another smite on that bad boy. Just a first level one. God, I love smite.
Smite's that's a cool ability. Because you get unlimited uses of it too, right? It's not like
no, I have to burn yeah. Do I add my strength to that?
You add your strength to the roll at the end. Yeah, you're gonna
not
roll
damage.
You roll damage, and then you roll the D8, and then you add. Yeah, you add it to the damage at the end. Yeah. You don't add it twice.
Yeah. So that is 20 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, I rolled a 7, a 3, a 5, and then plus 5 with my strength.
All right. Yeah, that with one clean swing again, you decapitate easily a
and
dog,
I think
the one in front of you.
His smite is like very Halloween energy. It's like orange and like kind of black highlights to it. So
it glows that orangey fire and just cuts.
And
you can see the fur is singed and glowing.
And I get my second attack.
Yes,
Brick sees what Sir Aster did, and he turns to Jaron and goes,
13.
And says, "Did he just cut off a dog's head?"
Jaron looks over at Brick and says, "I honestly believe that is the least of our worries. Let me tell you about what your sister did to that zombie."
That is 14 damage.
Did you smite again or no?
No.
Wow.
It's just, I'm adding my plus 5 strength mod.
Of course. And these are, for a level 5 paladin, these are blink dogs. You managed to get a nice clean cut. You hear a yelp from the dog as you slice. It's hanging from your arm, so you get a nice clean cut at it, and it lets go and falls to the floor. Still on its feet, landed fine.
So
let me confirm.
Do I see the kids do I see them coming back?
I think you're a little too preoccupied. You can try to make a perception roll, but I'd say with disadvantage. Okay.
He wouldn't be. He wouldn't. He's in combat right now.
He's in combat. Yeah, you're fighting. Next, the other two dogs are going to make their way. This one is going to go ahead and dash to keep running towards the kids. And then this one is going to join its friends surrounding you. Pack mentality. So with advantage, that's going to be a 19 versus your armor class, which I believe is a hit. So, and this time it's going to be 6 points as another one. This one actually bites into your chest. You manage to knock it off, but he takes a little chunk of skin from you. -5. Kids, you are trotting along, trying to catch up. So I'm going to go back to the top of order, which will be the first two dogs. Well, the first dog is dead. Second dog is going to... Does it get its ability back? It does not. He is going to try to take another bite out of your leg. Get a little chompy. Oof, perfect roll. So I got to roll to hit first. My bad. Nope, that's a 4. You were fine. And the other one is dead, so it's your turn, Sir Aster.
Yeah. I'm going to do a regular attack on the one that's hurt.
Okay.
That is an 18 to hit.
18. That'll hit.
Okay, rolling my 2d6. Oh, not great. Better. That is 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay, yeah, that, again, managed to kill it pretty easily. It is down, you flip your sword over and just stab it into the ground. You hear it skirting across the asphalt below, and you pull it out, and blood just flies up in the air. The one that is behind you will take another bite, another attempt to get you. Now that it's all alone, that's not going to hit. And
wait.
the
Do I
other
still
one
get...
continues to...
Do I get my
I'm
second
sorry,
attack?
I forget you have 2 attacks. Yes.
No worries, this is cool.
I'm in, level 1 mentality.
I get you. Going to smite the one that is behind me.
Perfect.
Ooh, hell yeah, that is a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's not even gonna bother.
Oh, not great though.
So get your D8 though.
That is 15 damage.
He says it's not
15.
great, but deals 15 damage.
Not great, right?
I rolled a 2 and a 1 on my 2d6. That's why I said that.
Oof. You hear a yelp as, you stab and you just spin and slash at the one behind, and you manage to cut it as it's trying to lash at you, deflecting its attack with ease. The other one is not able to blink, but it continues charging towards you kids. And it's going to try to get a bite out of the horse, which isn't an actual... Though it does have actual health. It does have health. Stats. So I will roll a hit on the horse.
Luna!
That's a 16. No. It's going to get... Yeah, Luna's going to get a bite. 5 points. So what does that bring her health to? It's warhorse style, right? You still have plenty. Yeah, you're good. You're still at, if you're keeping track of her health, she would now be at 14. And Suzy, you're with the horse right in front. The blink dog just came and took an attack. Go ahead and roll so you can try to do your Dothraki kill.
9
Inspired
plus 5.
by the pumpkin feats of strength that you see in front of you.
14.
14? That hits.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. 10 points of damage.
10 points. Okay, that's pretty solid. Yeah, you managed to cut into it pretty easily, pretty great, and do a good hit. It rolls over and gets back up and snarls at you. It's at 10 points, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. And now, the kids, you are all back. Boys, are you going to stay on the horse, or are you going to hop off the horse?
I'm going to hop off the horse.
Okay.
Brick is
up next. I think Brick is actually going to be next in order. I'm just reconfirming. Yes, Brick, you are next. What do you do?
Brick is going to fall off the horse. He's going to try to get off, but he will end up falling. Because he's trying to attack.
Not even going to try to make a roll to save yourself.
No, he just straight up falls.
You're just prone on the ground. Ugh.
Yes. I'll use my movement to go to get up and then try to attack the dog.
Okay. You can move enough to get advantage on your attack.
Oh, awesome. Come on.
Yeah, you can get even with your fall, you can flank it.
Cool. Come on. Wait, did you say I have advantage?
Yeah, you're flanking. You can. I'm gonna give you that.
Come on.
Because you still the fact that you took the fall and still had 15 movement, I can't not give you that advantage for it.
Phenomenal. Thank you, my
there.
gracious dungeon master. I got a 5, so please be better than a 5. I got a 19.
Great, that's gonna hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh, I'm gonna use this dice. Come on. 7 plus 4, 11. Great.
Hey, that's pretty solid. Yeah, you fall, make your way back up. And is this with the sword or is this a headbutt?
I'm gonna use my sword for it. I'm using my sword.
Okay, yeah. So you run around and swing with your new weapon, and you said 11 damage.
11, correct.
That's great. Yeah. And it rears back, and it kind of is turning between both of you, snarling. Jaron, what do you do?
Jaron leaps off the horse, and as he does this, he kind of starts to feel this strange energy about his body. And while looking at the beast, the only thing he can think of to himself is to insult the creature, or to like not really insult the creature. What he does is he begins to whisper a small song to himself. So basically he's using the dissonant whisper thing going. And I think the creature has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, and your DC is 12 or 13? 12. I rolled a 4, so there's no way it's gonna save.
On the fail save. So I roll 3d6. Hold on, let me see.
Or 6.
Yeah, let me see where did I put my little... Oh, there you are.
Pretty great spell.
All right. So 5.
One of the best Bard spells.
2 and 3.
So 10. What is this song? What do you whisper? What are these dissonant sounds?
Gosh.
Rap right now. Freestyle.
He starts singing. It's gonna be great. He starts singing "Stupid Ho" by Nicki Minaj.
This creature has never heard such sound and so many sick bars all at once, and its head explodes in front of you, right between Brick and Suzy. It was not ready for all of the sex that is Nicki Minaj.
Jaron stands there. Jaron stands there after the head explodes. It blinks for a minute, thinking to himself, huh, cool, it actually worked.
Jaron, make a perception check.
Perception check.
As we move to Sir Aster, who is just surrounded, and there's one more right in front of you. What'd you get, Jaron?
5. 5. Oh.
Okay.
The 24 to hit.
24 to hit. That's so nonchalant.
That is 14 slashing damage.
Okay. Go ahead. Finish him off. What do you do?
I think the blink dog.
What's the kill move?
Jumps leaps at Sir Aster while he thinks that his blade isn't in a way that he could get it, but Sir Aster just flips the sword so fucking fast, and the dog basically just jumps into it. Doesn't even have a chance to be able to move out of the way. And then I just flick it off.
Oh, you see the legs squirming slightly as it twitches into at its final moments. The dogs all just start to fade and turn to dust around you all as this is happening. You turn and you see
Rico.
Them standing surrounding Suzy and then Addison.
I was going to say that the dog, as it dies, says, I was an adoption dog.
Oh, no.
It wasn't a dino.
What?
What's up, Suzy?
Well, like a good Dothraki, I'm gonna finally get off the horse, since I never did, and start tending to its wounds, even though I don't really have any specialties in that. But I've seen that that's what good horsemen do.
Yeah, make a medicine check.
Sir Aster begins to approach the kids.
12.
Perfect. 12. You start like combing it. You're doing a great job soothing the horse. I don't think you have any idea of like how to actually tend to its wounds. But man, you're just being adorable, and the horse is like totally calm and sedated, despite the fact that it's like slightly limping. Sir Aster,
it lost 5 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just boop, give him back to the horse. Okay. And now I only have 1 hit point in my healing pool.
Jaron turns and looks at Aster for a moment. Okay, Mr. Aster, whatever your name is, what is this, and what is going on?
What is it? You could be referencing literally anything.
Do not play games with me, guy. These creatures, whatever they are, what is the deal?
They're called blink dogs. They're like normal canines that you have in your world, but imbued with the magical energy needed to teleport.
Teleporting dogs.
Yes.
Rick, you got anything for that?
Aster, I thought I heard one of the dogs say he was an adoption dog. How do you feel about that?
Suzy.
I kind of feel like that didn't happen.
Is walking down the street. She's picked up some of the dust of the adoption dog and let it fall to the ground, and then she just keeps walking.
All right, Suzy starts walking down.
Rest in peace, adoption dog.
And now she's jogging.
Okay.
She can hear music. She's running toward lights and sound.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just tell y'all something. Suzy came with literally like 0 fucks to give in regards to anything happening here.
Suzy is just like ready for the adventure. You're making your way down. I'm assuming everyone else follows her.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Everything's been working out for her so far. Why would we not follow her?
I think I should assume that if the child is wandering off, the slightly older children are going to follow. But
Sir Aster's on his horse, but very slowly, I guess.
Just trotting along, keeping up.
He's so tall. He's so tall right now compared to them.
Yeah, how tall is Sir Aster when he's standing?
6'3". He's 6'3" standing. So on his horse, he's like a full 8 feet.
Jaron looks up at Sir Aster as... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Jaron looks up at Sir Aster as they're walking and thinks to himself for a moment before asking, okay, where exactly did you come from?
Ah, yes, my birth. I remember there was a magical waterfall, and I sprung from the spring, much like the rest of my kin have.
I'm officially lost, guys. I think this night can't get any weirder than it already has. I need to just think to myself for a moment while we get to where we're going, because I don't know if my...
Just then, you approach the next shiny thing on that road. Is the convenience store, Night Rider Gas, which has been on the end of that road. It's been there for about a couple years now. You all remember it popping up more recently. Very nice older gentleman. It seems to be like a mom and pop style gas station. And the open sign is off, but the lights are on and the door is open.
Suzy goes in.
Suzy just wanders straight in, yeah.
Brick, do you mind telling your sister that just randomly walking into places doesn't work?
Brick was already walking in to get some Slurpees, so
yeah, this is
he's right behind her. He didn't even.
You all have definitely been here. Your school is not too far from here. This is a familiar location for you all. Not for Sir Aster, of course. And you all start making your way in. Sir Aster, can you make a... Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Sir Aster goes in still with the idea that nobody else can see him.
Make a perception check for me, Sir Aster.
That is a 10.
Okay. Okay. And then so you all make your way in, and you see the elderly gentleman who's always there is behind the counter. He looks up and he goes, "Oh, good day, kids. How are you? I hope you're doing
We
well."
had so much fun. This Halloween's been the best.
If you hadn't noticed, sir, I think there might be a problem with your sign outside.
Brick doesn't even hear the old man. He just goes straight to the Slurpee machine.
He's just doing his thing, and you bring it up to the counter in front of him and put it down, expecting him to, continue the usual. He usually makes some kind of typical comment about, "Oh, blue raspberry today," and stuff, but he hasn't said a word. He's just staring.
In the meantime, Suzy is telling
Suzy's
him
shoulder
all about the night with the haunted house, and there was this guy with an orange head, and then we went to a cemetery, and there were bullies, and the bullies came before the cemetery, and then there were these dogs, and one was an adoption dog, and there were skeletons.
And while you're doing that, he slowly walks from behind the counter and walks past you, Suzy.
Where are you going?
And as he goes past, Sir Aster, you start noticing he's staring directly at you.
Sir Aster moves a little bit to the left.
And his head follows.
Suzy runs up to Sir Aster and tugs his cloak. Sir Aster! Sir Aster!
I would like all of you to make an Arcana check.
Arcana check?
I have -1 on that.
Check.
19.
Yeah.
Wow, good.
Okay.
Hold up. Let me see what my Arcana is. Okay, it's intelligence. I don't have a modifier for that, but it is +2.
Ooh, I got a 3. -1, 2.
Aster?
I got a 9 +2, yo.
All right, Suzy. I think it's because so much wonder has happened already. You're so open for the change and the possibilities. You notice that scar outside, that purple scar, is a little larger. You also notice that there's a slight shimmer to this older gentleman. And as the words Aster come out of his mouth, his form starts to shimmer, and he starts to grow in height. And you see from under his clothing, they shift and become a darker robe surrounding his body, and a jack-o'-lantern head forms. And he says, "It's me, Borrow." And that is where we're going to end it for the night.
Brother Borrow.
Man. I have some more questions for him.
So thank you for those who stuck around. We went a little longer than we had planned for the evening, but we're super excited to get to this point in the story. We have some exciting stuff to share. Next week is going to be something a little different. We're starting a bunch of programs with Break the Table. This is our Roleplay Varied mini-series that we're doing. Our next episode is going to be on Friday the 13th. For us to continue our spooky themed adventure with our Nightkin and our kids. But next week, we're actually going to dive into a brand new, just standalone one-shot with a bunch of people who have never played D&D before. So once again, I'm getting together an all BIPOC crew to learn the game, essentially, and kind of show everyone that it's a lot easier than it seems. It's a little intimidating, but if you have someone walk you through it, anyone can play this game and anyone can create. So I'll be seeing you all next week. You'll see everyone else here in about 2 weeks. Thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank our awesome cast and, of course, our amazing production manager, Sade, who I threw into the fire with this project and has taken the reins and is kicking ass. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all next week here at Break the Table. Don't forget to follow and donate.
Yes.